If you follow my channel, you'll know that I've built up quite a collection of Buzz RICKSONS jackets over the years, and it's quite exciting for this review to have something which is genuinely new. This is a new release, so this is the BR15346 Civilian. It's a variant on an N1 deck jacket. Yeah, so exciting to have a new release from Buzz RICKSONS. My takeaway is generally they're using sort of fairly well-established silhouettes and models, and it's not often that I've seen something genuinely new that I wanted to pick up. So something a bit different, and this is really a nice model, I think, coming into autumn. Really good for layering. But just getting into what makes this different from the standard N1. So we've got the standard N1 here, and we'll show you a few pictures of that on, and a few details on that later. But this is branded as Aviation Associates. It's built a little different, and the history of it, if I understand correctly, is back in the 1940s. Buzz RICKSONS weren't just a fashion brand, they were a genuine military contractor for the Army, for the Navy, and they would occasionally release models based on those silhouettes for the civilian market, hence the name Civilian. So this is a civilian version of the N1, and there's a couple of key differences which we'll get into in a moment. But just going back to the original N1, what's an N1 about? Well, the N1 jacket was bought in about 1943, replacing the classic pea coat for the military, or rather for the Navy, and it was to be worn on deck, lovely and warm. It's got this what's called jungle cloth, also known as, I think, Bedford cloth. Really tight weave, windproof, nice alpaca lining, nice and woolly, long woolen cuffs. So it's really all about keeping the crew warm on deck, protected from the wind, and I think it was part of a set of sort of suit clothing. So there was a bib brace sort of arrangement, there was a hat to go with it. But yeah, the N1 jacket was picked up in modern culture, became a fashion item as it was decommissioned and so forth. So really, really nice silhouette. The Aviation Civilian, as I say, has a few differences, and that is that this comes unlined, so there's no alpaca lining on this. It doesn't have those warm cuffs, and actually I really quite like that. So the reason I like it is because it makes it perfect for layering, hence autumn staple and all that sort of stuff. But really, really good for layering, and you can sort of build up the layers underneath to your likings. And yeah, I think that's fantastic. The one thing that I don't like about this N1 here, it comes down to sizing. I got a medium. I think it is the right size. The arms are great, the sleeves are great, the body's the right length, but it's just a little bit tight over the chest. This is also, I think, coming in medium. It's actually marked up as a 38, but I think that's medium in the sizing on it. This is a much better fit. You can wear it just with a t-shirt, you can wear it with a flannel, you can wear it with a sweatshirt, and just in the little video here, wearing it with a sweatshirt, perfect fit. Really, really like it. Super warm, at least as warm as the N1. Just as a aside, that sweatshirt's by Barnes, another really nice Japanese brand. I think everyone's sleeping on them. I've done a video on them before. This t-shirt, not that you can see a lot of it, this is also Barnes, but fantastic loop wheel materials, really heavy, just lovely, super comfy, super hard wearing, don't shrink, keep their shape, top notch essentials really. Do check them out. I've done a video on them before, but Barnes, my top tip, you should check them out. But yeah, back to the jacket. 38, medium size, really good. And yeah, that's probably about it until we look at some close-ups. One of the things which I always like about Buzz Ricksons is the presentation of the product. They always have these little hang tags, little package of information, always a little bit more exciting to look at than in reality. Typically you just have a few sort of spec sheets around the materials and some warranty information and an awful lot of stuff in Japanese which I don't understand. If you want to pause the video and tell me what's going on, please do. But yeah, starting from the top, as we say, this is different to the normal N1. So it's spec'd for the civilian market, is the sort of background of this. So instead of the thick alpaca fur, or sort of faux fur lining and collar, we've got a simple corduroy collar, really quite nice. So the little chin strap, just to allow you to cinch that up. Same interesting sort of zigzag stitching around the collar. Not sure on the function of that, whether that's just to keep the different linings and layers together, but still cool, historically accurate I'm sure. Urea buttons throughout, so a little button on the collar there and under here, so you can cinch that collar strap back. And then you've got the wind flap along the front. One of the things which really stands out on this coat is obviously the fabric. So this is the densely woven cotton jungle cloth. It's got a slightly more golden colour to it than the other end one I've got, and slightly more shine to it. I'm not sure whether that's simply because it's fresh out the box. On the inside, let's say unlined, but you can see the reverse of that jungle cloth material. And it's got quite a nice sort of brushed feel, where the pile, if that's the right phrase, it's been lifted up to give it that sort of really soft hand. Whilst this isn't lined, it does have a little bit of sort of olive drab cotton lining on the front there for comfort, a little bit more warmth to keep the wind that little bit further away from your skin. On the sleeves, I'll say we've got no lining, no cuff. So on the original one you've got nice long woolen ribbed cuffs. You do have the little venting holes in the armpits, so four vent holes there. Quite nice. As ever, the stitching is pretty much perfect. I was reading a little article on a little discussion on Reddit recently where people were sort of saying, you know, why is Buzz Ricksons worth getting over normal army surplus, and worth the price or not? And most people commented just on that, you know, long wearing, high quality sort of production, whereas obviously army surplus is made for a price in great numbers. I think Buzz Rickson have got the luxury of doing things a little bit more carefully nowadays, being a sort of really a fashion brand. Two hand warmer sort of diagonal pockets, quite a good size. Nice little bit of trim on the edge there, tack stitches on the ends, and whether you can see it or not, we've got the Buzz Ricksons label there, wash at 30, which is quite useful. The other N1 is dry clean only because of the alpaca lining and so forth. And obviously it's part of Toyo Enterprise. Coming right down to the bottom, we've got the nice Talon zip, which is often used by Buzz Rickson, so a classic reproduction brass, I think it is, zip. So hard wearing, and we've got a couple of little cinches at the bottom, and I don't know whether it's intentional or whether it's just by chance, but these are of a lighter weight cord than you find on the N1, and the little end piece, the anklet, I think it's called, or anglet. Much lighter metal. Just show a quick comparison of them. And I just wonder whether that's a little reflection of the civilian versus military application. Nice eyelet, but yeah, there's not much to see round the back. Simply the marks from the coat hook or the hanger, and the rear of the stitch of the branding. But yeah, pretty plain on the back, nothing really to show there. But yeah, really nicely put together. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the review. I'll do a long-term review of this, and I'll probably need to do an update on my whole Buzz RICKSONS collection because it's quite large now. I probably need to shift a bit of it. Not all of it's getting a lot of wear. I think I need to pick up a large in this original style N1. I think that'd be a better fit. Certainly I'd like to give it a go. But yeah, if you've had the N1, let me know what you think about it. Also, especially the fit, because Buzz RICKSONS, normally a medium. This looked pretty good on the sizing charts, but just a little bit tight across the chest, as I say. But particularly if you've had experience with the civilian, if you think it's a good new addition to their range, yeah, share your thoughts. Really affordable, good looking, good for layering. I like it. If you haven't seen the channel before, please check it out. Lots of quality Japanese fashion, heritage boots, Red Wings, all that sort of stuff. Do check it out. You might find we share some other common interests. Occasionally do features on fountain pens, pen knives, that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you thought this video was useful, give it a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.